Starbucks has a staggering menu, so it can be hard to pick a drink. Options from hot to cold, sugary, creamy, caffeinated and non-caffeinated, and names with dragon in them. We're here to help with a ranking of the most popular Starbucks menu items from worst to best. We're sorry to start off by attacking all the Frappuccino lovers out there. If you're in love with these aggressively sweet drinks, then by all means, go for it.
Hey! Get off my sugar! Bad bees! Bad! Ow! Ow!
But for the majority of us who don't like drinking a whole day's worth of sugar in one sip, most Frappuccinos just aren't an option. That's especially true when it comes to the Java chip Frappuccino. It has a shocking 60 grams of sugar, which is bad enough when you consider your health. But it also doesn't taste particularly good either. All that sugar in one drink is just too much for most people's palates. We would say that you could enjoy this drink for a dessert instead of as a coffee, but let's be honest, you'd probably be better off buying a milkshake. The texture is weirdly icy with this Frappuccino too, so it doesn't even satisfy on that front. Our take? Forget the Java chip Frappuccino and try something else on the menu. The pink drink has played a starring role in one of those internet crazes, and it's clear to see why. The drink itself is beautiful, and since it's served in a clear cup, people love taking pictures of it. Those pictures get seen all around social media, and it becomes popular just because of the way it looks. If you've never ordered one of these drinks, though, you may be wondering how it actually tastes. One Reddit user said, "My husband ordered a pink drink for himself, and when he tried it, he said it tastes like an air freshener from Bath & Body Works." We couldn't agree more. While this drink is celebrated for being one of the healthier ones on the menu, the flavor is just way too floral and sickly sweet. If you're looking for a plant-based alternative at Starbucks, you're in luck. First of all, they have all different kinds of plant-based kinds of milk to replace dairy. Whether you like almond milk, oat milk, or soy, they've got you covered. But one drink in particular is likely to catch your eye if you like a healthy dose of caffeine without the cow's milk. The iced chocolate almond milk shaken espresso. Starting off, the espresso in this drink is good. Starbucks does use relatively high-quality beans, so that's no surprise there. But the rest of the drink, we just can't get behind. The chocolate makes the drink a little too heavy right up front. Do you want coffee, or are you in the mood for straight-up chocolate? A lot of people also feel that malt has an unpleasant flavor, and we agree. The addition of almond milk is nice for those who don't drink dairy, but let's be honest and admit that almond milk isn't as good as oat milk. The iced chocolate almond milk shaken espresso may not be the worst menu item, but like a bouquet of withering flowers, we found it to be pretty lackluster. The caramel macchiato may be a popular drink from time to time, but if we're being completely real, it's not good. The main problem with this coffee drink is the incredibly sweet syrup. It's hard to believe how sweet it is. Unless you specify otherwise, Starbucks baristas will use a lot of this syrup too. You can leave it out entirely, but what's the point of ordering it then? The syrup is kind of the star of the show. One thing we do like about this drink, though, is the way the coffee and the milk mix together at the bottom of your cup. It creates a pretty visual contrast and allows you to taste different flavors of the drink separately. Starbucks offers a ton of different breakfast sandwich options. These are perfect for when you want to grab coffee on your way to work, but you didn't get the chance to grab breakfast either. When you're presented with so many options first thing in the morning, however, it can be difficult to choose what you want to eat. Of course, it might occur to you to eat something that's on the healthier side, which is why you may be attracted to the spinach, feta, and egg white wrap. Does it sound good? Definitely. Is it good? Your dog might think so. This is one of the driest fast food meals we've ever had. The wrap isn't flexible at all, breaking easily under the slightest pressure. Meanwhile, the spinach is lackluster and the feta is just kind of sad. Sure, if you need something to eat on the go at the last minute and you want something fairly healthy, this may be an okay option. Just don't expect it to taste very good. We don't want to be too mean to the birthday cake pop from Starbucks. Is it cute? Yes. Does it make our hearts melt a little when we see this tiny bite of cake on a stick? Of course. But would we order it for ourselves? Definitely not. Apart from its look, this pop isn't that interesting. The white cake inside is usually dry, and it's hard to tell how long it's been sitting out waiting for someone to order it. The frosting on top is basically just a ton of sugar, and it shouldn't surprise you that the sprinkles on the outside do nothing for the flavor. We understand why someone would buy this treat. If you're going through the drive-thru with your child and they want something small to snack on, this is a great choice. Since it's such a plain flavor, most kids probably won't mind it. If you're looking for something that's just as colorful as the pink drink but offers a somewhat more interesting flavor profile, you may want to opt for the dragon drink. If you're wondering whether you should order this one instead of the pink drink, we say yes. Its mango flavor makes it a lot more appealing, and the color is even slightly prettier too. At the end of the day though, it's still not a drink we recommend. This drink is pretty simple. So simple, in fact, that it's something that you can easily make at home. It may not look exactly how it will when you buy it at Starbucks, but it'll be a lot cheaper and you'll have more control over the ingredients. Overall, it doesn't taste amazing. It's light and refreshing, but the fact that the dragon drink is mixed with coconut milk makes it less so. Unless you just want something to take a pretty picture of, we'd suggest you pass on this stunner too. While we don't have anything particularly bad to say about Starbucks chai tea latte, it's still not something we would order. That's because at Starbucks, you're not going to be getting the best quality tea you can find. So why pay a premium price when you can get better tea elsewhere? The flavor isn't that intense. If you don't sweeten it, it may taste like you're drinking flavored water. That's especially true if you opt for non-dairy milk. Basically, there's nothing special that's happening here. If you're really craving a chai tea latte, then by all means, order this drink. You probably won't be disappointed. If you're going to get the cinnamon Dolce latte at any point in the year, we'd recommend you get it in the winter. First of all, it's served warm, so it's sure to get you feeling nice and cozy. Plus, the cinnamon in it adds a comforting element that you won't get from every drink on the menu. It starts with Starbucks' famous espresso, which is definitely a good place to begin if you like a healthy dose of caffeine in your coffee drink. However, we don't love everything about the cinnamon Dolce latte. Most notably, we're not fans of the sweetened whipped cream that comes on top. When you first taste it, it's pretty amazing. Once you've had 2 or 3 sips, though, it starts to wear on you. And while you can ask for the drink without whipped cream, that takes away most of what makes it special.
Whipped cream, cherries, and
nuts.
One thing we absolutely love about Starbucks is that you can always find something healthy to eat. If you're interested in meals that are on the healthier end of the spectrum, you're probably going to be attracted to the Chickpea Bites and Avocado Protein Box. This is a meal you can grab on the go when you get your afternoon coffee. You'll get the Chickpea Bites, but it also comes with some mixed veggies and nuts and an avocado spread that adds a lot of flavor. Our problem is that the serving size isn't that big. In fact, it's really more of a large snack than a real lunch. If you just want something small, go for it. But if you're looking for a lunch that will really fill you up, you may be better off with a sandwich or a wrap instead. If you don't want that intense dose of caffeine and would prefer something lighter in the hotter months, then you may look into trying the iced guava black tea. It's cold, it's refreshing, and it still has enough caffeine to get your day off to the best start. The guava flavor is great too. It adds a tropical taste to an otherwise standard tea drink. However, when it comes to the level of sweetness in this drink, they could take it down a notch. It's amazing for the first several sips, but by the time you get to the bottom of your cup, you may feel like you're in sugar overload. If you want a similar situation without all the sugar, you can opt for plain iced black tea instead. While it doesn't have guava flavoring in it, you can still get it slightly sweetened. It's even good if you leave it totally unsweetened. Starbucks offers a lot of options for its iced tea drinkers. A lot of the sandwiches you'll find at Starbucks are lackluster at best. They seem like they're just frozen sandwiches that have been microwaved. That being said, that doesn't mean that there aren't any sandwiches on the menu that you'll enjoy. One you may want to try is the turkey and pesto panini. It comes with thick-cut slices of turkey on a ciabatta roll, which is a great combination. The basil pesto and dry roasted peppers add a lot of flavor, and once you get the cheese pull from the slightly melted provolone cheese, you know you're getting to the good stuff. Despite the pesto sauce, however, it's still kind of dry. We think it would taste better if it had a nice spicy sauce for a little added kick. Luckily for you, Starbucks offers little packets of sriracha sauce if you're dying for that spice too. If you like your sandwiches on the plainer side though, you may find that this lunchtime treat is already sufficient for your snacking needs. You may think that it's impossible to get something super light and refreshing at Starbucks while still getting the caffeine you crave. Let's face it, just because the weather is toasty outside doesn't mean you don't still need a little spring to your step. That's where the Very Berry Hibiscus Lemonade Refresher comes in. We love this drink because it would be hard to find something that's this refreshing at any fast food place. Plus, it's a beautiful pink color, and it's dotted with blackberries in the drink that complete the look. The best part? It features 45 milligrams of caffeine per 16-ounce serving. That means you're getting a decent dose of the stuff, which can help get your day off to an amazing start. Our only warning here? It doesn't feel or taste like you're drinking something that's caffeinated, so you may be surprised at how much energy you have when you drink this up.
I've got the caffeine patch! It's my invention. Each patch is the equivalent of 12 cups of coffee. You can stay awake for days with no side effects.
If you're sensitive to caffeine, you may want to order a small. Are you in love with Earl Grey tea? If you consider yourself somewhat of a tea aficionado, you may agree that it's one of the best varieties out there. It has a light and refreshing flavor that makes every sip taste wonderful. However, it's easy to brew this stuff at home, so we wouldn't recommend getting the plain version of it at most coffee shops where you'll pay a premium. Instead, if those are the flavors you're craving, the next time you're at Starbucks, you may want to consider the London Fog Tea Latte. You know you're going to get something special with Italian bergamot blends, citrus, hints of lavender, vanilla syrup, and steamed milk. However, we recognize that this isn't a flavor that everyone is going to love, which is why it didn't end up ranking higher on our list. The Hearty Blueberry Oatmeal is something special. This isn't your average fast food oatmeal. Rather, it has a ton of tasty ingredients that come together in a quick and healthy breakfast that you can grab on the go. It all starts with the whole grain steel-cut oats. Next come the blueberries, as in real blueberries that add not just sweetness but also a touch of tartness as well. This really livens up the whole dish. The dried fruit and nut mixture adds some crunch and texture to the equation, and the drizzle of agave on top completes the meal. Of course, if you have a pet bird, beware, the blueberries just might catch their eye. Are you a fan of strong, bold flavors coming together? Do you like bitterness with just a touch of sweetness? If you answered yes to both of these, you may find that Starbucks Espresso Con Panna is meant for you. It starts with an espresso shot. However, not everyone wants to start their day with this sort of jolt and nothing to temper it out. That's why the sweet whipped cream gets added to the top of the espresso shot for something special. Espresso Con Panna literally means espresso with whipped cream. And yes, it's just as good as it sounds. This treat is ideal for those who are in a hurry and need to get their caffeine fix fast, but who still want it to taste good at the same time. If you've never tried it before, Starbucks is a great place to do so. The espresso and the whipped cream are both pretty high quality, and the end result is sure to make you smile. A few years ago, the flat white had its moment. That flat white craze may have died out, but that doesn't mean it's not still one of the best items on the Starbucks menu. This is a simple drink, so don't expect anything that's too out of the ordinary. It starts with ristretto shots of espresso. Then steamed milk is added to the mix to create a creamy and satisfying drink. When you look down on the top of the drink, you'll notice a single dot of white where the milk was poured in. That's the flat white's signature look, and we can't help but enjoy how sophisticated it looks. It may not be the drink for everyone, but if you like your coffee on the simple side but with just a little bit of flair, it's clear that this is an excellent drink option for you. When you're looking for a quick and easy breakfast you can pair with your morning coffee, and you also happen to prefer something on the sweeter side, there's nothing at Starbucks you'll enjoy more than the strawberry overnight grains. It may not be a massive serving, but it's surprisingly filling and delicious to boot. The main base is oatmeal and chia seeds that have been soaked overnight in coconut milk. Add toasted almonds, shaved coconut, and strawberry to the mix, and you can see why this was one of our favorite menu items. Do you want a protein-filled breakfast that tastes amazing and offers you the low-carb experience you've always wanted from a fast food restaurant? You're in luck because the bacon and Gruyere Sous Vide egg bites may just be the ideal easy breakfast. They're certainly our favorite food menu item at Starbucks. In this snack, eggs and bacon are paired with Monterey Jack and Gruyere cheese for a flavor that's out of this world. Then they sous vide the mixture, resulting in a lovely texture that retains all the flavor of the ingredients. If you need strong coffee first thing in the morning to get your day off to a productive start, we feel the struggle. During those times, you need a drink like the Nitro cold brew you'll find at Starbucks.
The soft citrus flavor with these deep syrupy sweet notes that happens naturally in the cold brew recipe.
This stuff is steeped really slowly, which really allows all those delicious coffee flavors to shine. Then it's infused with nitrogen, which makes the drink sweeter without the addition of any sugar. The crema on top is the icing on the cake. It's a thick, creamy layer that makes this drink undeniably indulgent.
You get this beautiful cold crema on top of the cold brew. Sometimes you get a little cold crema mustache, which I think is kind of fun.
There are lots of versions of this drink for you to try, including the honey almond milk nitro cold brew, the salted caramel cream nitro cold brew, and the vanilla sweet cream nitro cold brew. Choose whichever sounds best, or stick to our favorite, the original. At the end of the day, you're going to want a simple iced coffee from time to time. It's amazing in the summer, sure, but really you can drink an iced coffee at any time of the year. There's something satisfying about grabbing an iced coffee, swirling it around so all the ice clinks, taking a long sip, and walking out and into the rest of your day. Another great thing about iced coffee is that you can add anything you want to it, like sweetened syrup, milk, or creamer. When you're faced with something so novel, so creative, so different, you have to give it a try. We did, and we fell in love with Starbucks Salted Caramel Cream Cold Brew. Why? Because it has a combination of salty and sweet flavors that we can't get enough of. Elite Daily has this to say about the Salted Caramel Cream Cold Brew. The salt taste is definitely strong. You can taste it as soon as you put your lips to the lid. I'm a big fan of salty-sweet combos in anything, food or drink, and that's definitely a good way to describe this particular drink. We agree, a lot of salted products have an imperceptible amount of salt in them, but not this one. You can really taste how the competing flavors bounce off each other, offering a unique coffee drinking experience you can't get just anywhere. This is definitely a drink you need to try if you haven't already. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more mashed videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.